This is for my dear fellow HSPs, highly sensitive people. And I'd like to talk about our superpower today. That we often feel that it might be a burden, like how much we feel that actually is not really easy when it comes to our daily lives. But how this can actually be a superpower for us. Because being in the personal development and spirituality for a few years now and learning actually how to do the inner work, I realized the more sensitive we are and the more we are aware of how we are feeling, the emotions, the sensations in our body, etc., the better we are at doing the inner work, doing the shadow work, and overcoming all the difficulties that we are feeling. And for many people, they have a hard time to overcome and change the patterns within them because they are so numbed out, or they don't really have much sensitivity. So they don't really understand what they are really feeling about a certain situation, about themselves, etc. And this ends up making it harder really to change things, to improve things. Because if you are not really aware of what is really happening and how you are really feeling, then you cannot really change what you are not aware of. So, my kid, he has a lot of sensitivities, like he feels a lot of emotions. And then, for example, he also has this sensitivity around food and with the textures, the taste, and all. And many people, they might think that, oh, this is so troublesome, or he is being picky and spoiled, etc. However, what many people don't understand is how it can feel really to be overwhelmed with so much of the intense taste or sensation for him, the texture, that normal people, average people, they might not really relate to it. So they might not understand, for example, why would my kid not like the texture of mushrooms? Why don't they like the texture of certain things? And they might say that, oh, he seems to be spoiled because, oh, in my time, we used to go onto the food because we might starve if we don't, and maybe he should even starve and all. And I was like, yeah, it's not really this simple. And people just don't understand. They don't understand what it is to be highly sensitive. And it can be really frustrating. And what I actually told my kid, because I don't want him to really see it as a burden, I told him that, for a chef to cook the dishes, the awesome dishes that they cook, they actually have to be extra sensitive when it comes to texture and the nuances of the taste, because it is then they can create these amazing dishes that are really out of the world, that the average people might not have enough sensitivity to choose the right taste, the right amount of taste, and then the texture, how it feels like, etc. And when I explained that, you might find this troublesome and all, but actually it can be a gift. Like, for example, the chefs, it might be a gift for them. And another thing that I told him, back in the past, like in the tribes, when those people who are more sensitive, they can notice that a certain food is spoiled. So when they notice, they can warn other people. So they are actually appreciated by the tribe even more than average people for the skills that they can have. So we often think that, oh, this big sensitivity might be really a burden at times because it's so troublesome. People don't understand us, and then we feel that, oh, maybe we are too much, and then people are impatient with us. And I'm not going to lie, though, like sometimes I get a bit impatient with my kids, but I try my best to also understand, like he's not really wanting to be difficult. It's difficult for him as well. So even though sometimes I feel frustrated that, oh, we cooked a dish and then he's not really eating, and because I also worry, like, what if he doesn't eat and then he doesn't get the nutrition that he needs to grow up. But then I also try my best to, okay, he really has this sensitivity and it's not easy for him, so I can try to be a little bit patient with him, like even if it's at the end of the day and like it's tired day of work and all, like let's try to work on this together. And sometimes my kid, he would break down crying because his nervous system gets overwhelmed, especially, for example, in birthday parties. Like there were times that because of the loud noise, he broke down crying. And there were times that I get very tired also, like I get very drained. And because I also have my high sensitivity and now I am, absorbing this, and I get very drained as well. But then what I do, like I don't try to be perfect really, because I'm not perfect, okay? I try my best to sit with him. And like if I feel this frustration and if it really becomes obvious, I also tell him like, hey, like, I'm sorry, I'm also frustrated and all, but let's be together and all, and I am here with you. Even if we are both drained and frustrated and etc., etc. Yeah, but I'm still here with you. And yeah, it's because, it's also not about hiding ourselves and acting as if we are the perfect ones, not allowing ourselves to also be imperfect, because then our kids would also see it. And then they would feel like, okay, when I grow up, I cannot really be weak or vulnerable, and I have to be this adult just like my mom. And I also don't want him to see it this way. I also want him to see, mom is also a human, but she's trying her best. And you are also human and you are trying your best. And I know that, so let's try our best together. So, high sensitive doesn't have to really be a burden, but actually can be a superpower. And as a mom, I really want my kid to learn this because I can see his potential, I can see that with his high sensitivity, he's already having this gift. It's just that, for example, if he has a Ferrari, how he has to learn to drive it, maybe it's a little bit harder than other people, like how he has to learn to navigate emotions. He might have a harder time than other people. But if he can master it, then it is an immense gift that he carries with his life. And of course, like for me, it's also not easy. I'm also learning with him, right? And yet, what I want to teach him is that, okay, as long as we still keep showing up, as long as we are still together, then yeah, it's fine. You've got me. Even if I'm not perfect, I've got your back. And yeah, so I'm sharing this video also in hope that other highly sensitive people, they can really fully embrace their gifts, which is not easy at times, but really it has so much potential.